cut the crap, Rocks. That phone call I just got, that was Bo. The lab made a mistake. Turns out David Vickers ain't your baby daddy.
Oh. Well. Gee. Really?
Really? So why'd you say he was?
Well, you're the one who said he was, your father.
Because of a mistaken lab result. But you were so quick to get behind those bogus results. Why is that?
Oh, Blair, hey! You got any good New Year's revolutions or anything like that? Yeah, look, if you go up there, Johnny, he's trying to get sleep, so, you might as well just chit-chat down here.
Stalling isn't going to get you anywhere, because I'm not leaving until I find out the truth.
You want the truth? David Vickers would have been a better father than the one that you got.
Bo Buchanan is my father?
Bo? Not Asa?
Yes, there are similarities between David's DNA and Asa's DNA, which makes sense since they are grandfather and grandson.
Wait, but why should we believe these results? I mean, you were here last night just absolutely insisting that Rex Balsam and David Vickers were father and son.
That mistake was the result of a computer malfunction. The computer found the match, but it spit out the wrong name. I truly regret the error. It's actually never happened to us before, but I can assure you, this time, the results are definitive.
We should probably hug.
Vanessa's being extradited to Colombia. She'll be facing charges of perjury, fraud, and the perversion of justice. Don't tell me you're feeling sorry for her.
What the hell, Antonio? The desk sergeant just told me you've given orders not to let me in to see my client. What's that about?
It's about you betraying the entire Vega family and marrying my brother off to a woman you had every reason to believe was a murderer. Vanessa, I just wanted to tell you, I hope you enjoy Plato prison as much as I did.
Whatever happens to me, it doesn't change the fact that you stabbed your own wife to
Es una mentira, and you know it. I didn't stab anyone. Come on, move it along. Go.
What?
Well, it looks like we're in the same boat. I'm accused of stabbing someone to death, too.
Did you do it?
What are you doing here?
I came to see you. But when you weren't in your room, I knew where to find you. What are you doing here, John?
Hey. This isn't funny, Vickers.
You mean Buchanan, Dad? Bo, this has got to be a mistake, doesn't it?
This is just another stall tactic. I mean, how many DNA tests do you need to run? How many fraudulent father-son combos are you going to parade in front of us before we all acknowledge that David is Asa's son and entitled to inherit everything that Asa had?
Kyle, let me see the results again.
No, this is ridiculous, right? Just tell us it's ridiculous.
I'd like to. Maybe it isn't.
So Dorian barges in here, and she said that David is your father and that he's a Buchanan.
Wait a second. Doreen was here?
Yeah, you just missed her by a couple of minutes.
What the hell did she want?
Well, she wanted to make it very clear that she was David's significant mother, and that neither one of us were going to get our hands on any of the Buchanan moolah at all. And even if you were a Buchanan, the DNA test came back that you were David's son.
But I'm not, Ma. And you're in a better position to know that than anyone.
Yeah, well, I didn't care. I just went right along with it.
Why?
Well, because I didn't want you to go all PI on this.
I'll never stop doing that.
Oh, for crying out loud. When do I ever ask you for anything?
Plenty of times. I want to know who my father is. Who Shane's grandfather is. I have a right to know.
Yeah, right, left, up, down. It's just a matter of perspective.
Oh, Roxy, you're unbelievable. How much worse can my real dad be than David Vickers?
Oh, man, you got no idea.
Was he a drunk, a gambler?
No, he was a liar, the worst kind. You have no idea.
What does that mean?
Well, it means that he used to pretend that he was something that he wasn't. And he used to hurt a lot of people.
But you slept with him. You must have cared about him once.
I hated him. I hated his stinking, lousy guts. That's why
That's why what? What?
Hey. Did you come in? Did Langston get you?
No. What did she want?
Well, we were both pretty worried after you left here with Taya. Did you guys find your father?
Yeah, we did. He's okay. I'm okay. Vanessa's the only one that's not.
Did he do something to her?
No, nothing like that. She did it to herself.
Did what to herself?
First of all, Taya was right. Vanessa used me to frame my father for my mother's murder.
How do you know?
She admitted in front of all of us. I mean, my dad, Christian, Taya, we all heard her say it.
Wow. So you were right. Vanessa killed your mom.
She says she didn't, but...
But if she didn't, then why would she frame your dad?
That's what she does. She uses men and then takes their money and dumps them.
She's married to Christian now.
Not for long. He knows that she wasn't as sweet and innocent as she made herself. Now there's no more evidence against my dad.
So that means that they have to let him go, right?
I hope so. I mean, I haven't seen him since last night, but he didn't want me to see him in jail, so I don't know, maybe...
Maybe what?
Maybe he doesn't want to see me at all. I mean, since I was the one who got him arrested in the first place.
I had no business asking you that. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm guilty or innocent.
You don't know if you stabbed another human being? How is that possible?
I was drunk and I passed out. And when I woke up next to the man that I was living with, he was dead. And I don't remember what happened in the bed. I don't remember what happened in that room. But all the evidence points to me.
Evidence can lie.
Yeah?
Yeah. I was convicted. I spent years in prison because a murder weapon was found with my fingerprints on it.
Who were you accused of killing?
My wife. I was accused of killing my wife. I loved her.
I cared for Wes, the man. He was good to me as my friend.
And why do you think there's even a chance that you could have done that to him?
Because the night that he died, we had an argument. He asked me to move out. Accused me of using him to avoid my feelings for someone else, and he was right.
Just having a little look around the scene.
But you're not a cop anymore. Cops have already checked this place out. What do you expect to find?
I don't know.
But you think that they have to have missed something because there's no way good old Marty could be guilty of anything like this, right?
I'm not going to get into you with this again.
I don't want to either, John, but you keep running away from me and back to Marty.
That's not what's happening.
Isn't it?
What about you? Running back to Todd. Spent the night in his bed.
I told you that nothing happened.
And you expect me to believe you, right?
Wow. Okay. Well, I guess we are going to have to get into this after all. I
did was make a suggestion. I didn't force Christian to do anything he didn't want to do. He could have said no to marrying Vanessa at any time, but he was already falling in love with her.
You know, Taya, you are the only person...
Enough, guys. Come on, I'm right here. I can speak for myself. You know, Taya, you betrayed our friendship. And you know me. You know exactly what I do once I believed that Vanessa's life was in danger. Let me just ask you something. That note that threatened Vanessa and Lola, who shoved that under my door? I'm an idiot.
No.
And I fell for Vanessa.
She's a pro. Okay? We ran her through the system. You're not the first guy she fooled.
But I thought you ran her through again after she shot Ray and she came up clean.
Yes, that's Vanessa Montes. Vanessa Rojas, Vanessa Nunez, Vanessa Restrepo.
She has aliases.
Look, she's been calling guys for a long time, okay? Just be happy that we found everything out.
Christian, I am truly sorry that you got mixed up in this. Please forgive me.
Taya, I brought her to this country. Okay, so...
Because she got you out of prison and because you thought you were saving her and Lola from Ray. You had no idea that she was working you the entire time.
You know, I know I'm supposed to hate her for what she did to me, but...
Detective Vega?
Prison is no place for the innocent.
Well, if I'm innocent, the evidence won't hold up against me, and they'll send me home.
I wish I had your faith in the system. In my case, the innocent person paid. The guilty person went free.
I know that happens.
The law can be twisted.
But what if I'm guilty?
In your heart, what do you believe? I began to doubt myself too when I was in prison. Your head gets full of all these crazy thoughts. Is it possible? Could I have committed this crime in some blind rage and then force myself to bury the memory of what I had done? You know, what if my wife had betrayed me? What if the love of my life? But then I realized it was a desecration of her memory to even imagine such a thing. It was not possible that I could take the life of the mother of my child. That is something no sane person could ever bury. Something like that. You forget something like that. It's like forgetting how to breathe. Forgetting how to love.
I didn't have sex with Todd, John. I never intend to sleep in that man's bed or share anything with that man ever again.
I believe you.
You do? Then why...
You want me to trust you? I do, but it's a two-way street.
It's not about me trusting you, John. It's about me trusting Marty in the games that she's playing.
This is about me getting to the bottom of the murder. All right? It's not a game.
So all this investigation you got going here has nothing to do with Marty?
You know, badge or no badge, somebody gets killed across the hall from me, it's going to be a problem.
You didn't answer my question.
What do you want me to say?
I just want you to tell me the truth. The truth. You know, I came here to apologize.
For what?
For the way that I acted at the ball. Look, I know it was so sweet of you to come all the way over to Dorian's to convince me to go, especially because I know you don't even like to go to things like that. And I know I kind of lost it when Marty pranced in and grabbed our tickets. And I know that I drank too much, and I know that I took it out on you, and I know I never should have accepted that ride home from Todd. I should have called a cab. And that's what I came to say to you. But when I went to your door and you weren't there, I knew exactly where you were going to be, and then I realized what a fool that I've been. I've been honest with you, John. I confess to you my fears, my jealousies, and I am an extremely jealous person, and I hate that about myself, but that's who I am. But you told me that that I didn't have anything to worry about. And one thing that I've always been able to count on is you being honest with me.
I've tried to be.
You told me that Marty wasn't going to come between us and that you chose me.
I meant that. I wasn't lying to you.
No. But you're lying to yourself.
Bo, how can you be David's father?
Well, you were just a kid when Emma and Paul were sneaking around together.
Yeah, 20, 21.
Well, you were in Vietnam then.
You're right. I was in Vietnam when David was born, and I'd been there about 9 months.
What are you saying?
The night before I left, Asa threw a party at the ranch.
Yeah, it was a big one, a real blowout.
I crashed that shindig. I brought Emma with me.
Emma Bradley, my mother?
Yes, your mother. The woman who was having an affair with Asa, and everybody here knows that.
That affair was over.
Says the woman scorned.
On the night of Bo's party, Asa and I spent the most wonderful night together.
And the party lasted all night. And needless to say, there was a lot of drinking.
And you disappeared from your own party.
There was this girl.
Please tell me it wasn't Emma Bradley.
I'm not sure that I even knew her real name. She said that, and I do remember this, I could call her by any name that I wanted.
Oh, my God.
You slept with my mother and you don't even remember her name?
Okay, Vickers, take it easy. I hate to be the one to tell you this, but your mother was not a frail flower.
He barely even remembers being with her.
David, please, don't let your mind get cluttered up with these vicious lies.
So, this could be true.
Yes. I could be David's father.
What were you gonna say? What did you do?
I can't talk about this. You gotta understand.
I don't understand. All I'm asking for is a name.
And then what?
Then I find him.
Your father is long gone.
So? I'm a PI, remember?
I said he's gone! He's gone!
You mean... dead?
Like a doornail.
How did he die, Roxy?
I killed him. Are you happy now?
I want a clean test with new samples done right here, right now, with everybody watching.
I'd be happy.
Okay, thank you.
Wait. Where does that go?
I have a feeling this isn't going to change anything.
All right, I have to go back to work, but never fear. I'm going to return with an injunction against you two. Since David is not Asa's son, that voids the addendum to the will.
Bring it on, Nora. We will fight every one of your flimsy maneuvers.
I'll have these run immediately.
All right. Mr. Lewis, no more screw-ups, okay?
Honey, please, I'm busy now.
You know, somehow it made sense to me when I was Ace's son. A conniving, money-hungry, a womanizer, chip off the old block. But Bo? An honest, decent man? A good father?
Don't get all misty-eyed. Your father's trying to get us thrown out of here.
Bo, I can't help but wonder what I would have been like if I grew up knowing you. Hey, I guess it's never too late, huh, Dad? What do you say we go out, have a catch?
You killed my father. How? Why?
He was a terrible person. A terrible, disgusting person.
What did he do?
Everything you can't imagine. I didn't have a choice. I had to save myself.
He threatened you.
It was either him or me.
What does that mean? What did my father do to you, Rox?
I don't want to relive this. It's taken years for me to bury it, to erase that louse from my life.
What was his name?
I can't tell you that.
Why?
I can't. I already told you I killed him. Now, if people find out, I'm gonna lose everything I have, and you're gonna be in big trouble.
I can see it. You're finally telling me the truth.
I just want to see my father to explain to him to stay here with Carlotta.
Carlotta's good people. And you can see your dad when he gets out, and then nobody will be able to stop you two from going home together.
Home?
Yeah. You know, the place where you were born, where all your friends are.
I guess I've just started to feel like Landview's my home. But you're right. To my father's home is still Colombia.
My grandfather said, you can tell a killer by two things. Los ojos, los manos, the eyes and the hands. You are no killer.
Can't imagine committing an act so violent and then just passing out.
If you believe you are innocent, you must fight this.
Well, my attorney's doing everything he can.
I had the best lawyer money could buy. But it was only after I decided to take control that my circumstance began to change. If I had not taken it into my own hands, I would still be in prison.
Why are you doing this? We were fine.
We were better than fine. We were great. I actually thought that me possibly had a shot at a real future until Marty came back.
See, there it is, you know? It's always going to be about her. You just can't stop.
No, you can't stop,
what?
John.
You know what? You're right. You're right, Blair. I can't. You know why? Because even though Marty and I are over, I can't stop caring about the people that matter to me. It's a fault I have. All right? But you, this thing you have with Marty, you did this to us.
Look, we were over the minute that you realized that Marty was the one that Todd held hostage in his house.
Not true. That's not true, and I'm not going to stand here and apologize or pretend I'm not glad that a woman that I once cared about and is the mother to this kid who's been like a younger brother to me is alive and didn't burn up in some van in Ireland.
Look, I'm just as happy as you are that that boy got his mother back. But she's not acting like a mother. And that's not what we're talking about. Anyway, it's not what this is about.
So don't do this. Don't do it.
You don't want to talk about it. I understand. So I will say what you can't. I know that you really tried to do right by me. That's why you didn't tell me the minute you kind of knew in your gut that that was Marty that Todd had. But John, come on. The right thing would have been to talk to me about it. To admit that your interest in Marty was more than that, and you know that.
All right.
All right, what?
You want the truth? Fine, I'll tell you the truth.
So now you know why I was afraid to tell you. I just couldn't, and I should have told you. And if anybody finds out...
Who's going to find out? You think that I'm going to turn you in? You can trust me.
I do trust you to do the right thing and to do what I'm asking.
Ma, the right thing is for you to tell me who my father was.
Aren't you listening to anything that I'm saying?
I can handle it. Who was he? What did he do to make you kill him?
Why are you trying to hurt me?
I'm not trying to hurt you.
Baby, this happened such a long time ago. And look at your life now. You're so happy. You've got a family and everything. And look, I know I've been a bad mother, but I've always loved you. So if you have any feelings for me at all, you'll take what I told you and you will bury it deep inside of you, and you will never, ever let it out.
Antonio, no matter what you think of me professionally, I love you. I love Chris and I love Carlotta. You are my family.
Yeah? Well, then you have a lot to learn about family. Yeah, it's Detective Vega. Tell Delgado's on her way down. Let her in.
I know I don't deserve your forgiveness. You're a good man. The kind of man that... Not the kind of man, the only man that I've ever fallen in love with. He made me want to change. He made me want to stay in one place and build a life. I just wanted you to know that. If there's, anything... Of course, you don't want anything from me.
Actually, there is something I want from you.
They are?
Ray. I spoke to the Colombian authorities and threatened to contact every international news bureau to burn them publicly for their carelessness in letting a prisoner escape. They wanted to keep that quiet. And frankly, they're a little bit sick of you. So they're not going to ask the U.S. to extradite you. And because the evidence in your case was clearly manipulated, I've already filed a motion to overturn your conviction.
Okay, so what happens next?
Now you need to allocate, which means you go in front of the judge and tell them how and why you came into this country. But I'm really hoping this is just a mere formality. Eli, Mr. Montez needs to get to court.
This woman is the best lawyer money can buy.
I'm familiar with Miss Delgado's work, thank you. Good luck.
Good luck to you. Remember what I told you. You gotta fight this. Whatever needs to be done, do it.
When Marty came back, I didn't want things to change between you and me.
But Marty kept throwing herself between us.
Don't make this her fault.
See, that's where we have a problem here, John, because I think all of this is Marty's fault. It's Marty's fault that her son is in so much pain, and it's Marty's fault that Wes died.
That's enough.
You're right. You're right. It is enough.
I know I'm asking a lot. And I lied about one of the most important people in your life, your father. And I know lying about your father is what drove us apart. And when you forgave me, it was like my birthday and Christmas and the end of Prohibition all rolled up into one. And I know you're probably going to hate me all over again.
I don't hate you. Even now, after all this time, it's written all over your face. How desperate you must have been.
Oh, baby, you have no idea. I don't want to relive any of it. I don't want to think about him. I don't want to say his name. And you got to promise me that you won't tell anybody about this.
I won't.
So then this is all over? You can just let it go?
It's over now.
I'm sure you're not crazy to have me as a son, but I sure am honored to have you as a father. Look, Bo, Dad, I know it's sudden, but there's something I'd like to ask you. I've got a bunch of parking tickets that are hounding me, and since you're...
Just knock it off, Vickers. I know that you know that this is a bigger deal than you're letting on. But I gotta go.
I know that you're upset about this.
Upset? No, I don't think upset really describes it.
Hey, think of it this way, all right? What you did back in 1968 could end up saving our family.
I'm having papers drawn up to end our marriage.
Of course, you want a divorce.
It's not going to be a divorce. It's going to be an annulment. It's like it never happened.
I'll sign whatever papers you want. Okay. The ICE agents are downstairs. It's time to go.
Goodbye, Christian.
Okay. I'm ready to pay for what I did. But until the day I die, I will always believe you killed your wife.
Stop lying.
I'm so sorry. I never meant to hurt you. Officer, let's go.
Come on, let's go.
Sorry, I couldn't stay away. I missed you so much.
I miss you too. Everything's gonna be all right.
Guard! Can you do something for me? I tried to have a real relationship with you, but I don't like being used.
I never used you.
Oh, come on. I know you believe that. But you used me. Just like Marnie used that poor soldier that died in here. She used him to avoid what she was feeling for you, and you used me to avoid what you still feel for her.
You know something? You think that you don't know anything about me. Because I care about you.
But you love her. You love her, and you still love her. And I get that now, John. I get that so loud and so clear.
Don't tell me how I feel.
All right. Okay, well, then I will say it a different way. I need more than you can give me. I deserve more. Okay. Okay. I'm done. You can go save Marty.
What do you want me to say to that?
You can just do what you do best, John. Say nothing at all.
So sorry, puppy. I mean, this is all my fault. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have gone to jail. I'm the reason that, everything's been happening.
This was Vanessa. You had nothing to do with it. You have nothing to be sorry for. It's any consolation, I suppose some of this is on me, too.
Oh, come on, Antonio. The guy was convicted in a court of law. There's no way you could have known.
Yeah. Well, if Montes is right and his wife was killed by an intruder, then the murderer is still out there.
You're wrong, puppy. It is my fault. I'm sorry I made you pay for everything I did to Mommy.
Damn it, bro. Why couldn't you have been my dad?
Mama's gotta do what a mama's gotta do, Morris. See, it's better for me to lie to him, to shut him down once and for all. It's much better for Rex and the whole family to think that his papa's dead rather than to know the truth, that his daddy's walking around here closer than anybody knows.
Why couldn't you have been my son?
You know, I am a grown man. You can stop treating me like a child. I'm going upstairs for my nap.
I'll tuck you in.
Are you going to read me a bedtime story, Uncle Clint?
Once there were two grifters who ended up with nothing. End of story.
I'll get it. Oh, great. We were just one vulture short of a quorum. Dorian's in there.
David should be entitled to at least what Bo and Clint get.
Dorian.
Oh, just get on it, will you? Thanks. Honey, oh, thank goodness you're finally here. This is a time when the Kramer women need to... What's the matter?
Yeah, McBain.
John, it's me, Marty.
Are you okay? Something happened?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I realized I'm innocent. And I could really use your help.
Stay tuned for scenes from the next One Life to Live.
Next, One Life to Live.
God, it looks like you're high. You tell Mr. JR's doing drugs. Maybe the same person killed both of them.